In today's lesson, we're going to go over Smoke on the Water and use fourth interval power chords to play it. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that you can figure out all the notes on the fourth and third strings. Okay, so we know all the notes on the sixth string and on the fifth string, so let's use those notes to help us figure out the notes on the fourth and third strings. So the first fret on the sixth string is an F. Now if you go down 2 strings and up 2 frets, that's also an F. That's an octave higher. So this is an F, down 2 strings, up 2 frets, that's an F. And let's try another one. So the third fret on the sixth string is a G. If we go down 2 strings, up 2 frets, that's also a G. Like I said, that's an octave higher. So an octave is 8 tones above. So if we play a G major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so that's how you figure out the notes on the fourth string. Now let's try figuring out the notes on the third string. We're going to use the exact same technique. So if we push down the first fret on the fifth string, that's a B flat. To find the B flat on the third string, we go down 2 strings, up 2 frets, just like we did when figuring out notes on the fourth string. All right, let's try another one. This time we're going to start with the note on the third string and see if we can figure out what it is by reverse engineering the process we just went over. So the fifth fret on the third string. Let's see if we can figure that out. So what we did before is we went down 2 strings, up 2 frets to find it. So let's go down 2 frets, up 2 strings. So third fret on the fifth string is a C. So that means that the fifth fret on the third string is also a C. And let's try one more. We're going to go to the 7th fret on the third string. See if you can figure out what this note is. Okay, so go down 2 frets, up 2 strings, and then that is also the same letter name, and that of course is a D. So the 7th fret on the third string is also a D. All right, now we're going to take what we learned and work on fourth interval power chords. So if you remember Smoke on the Water, we started with the G power chord with 2 fingers. Let's try adding the pinky to the 5th fret of the 4th string. So now we have the 3-finger power chord we talked about in the last lesson. Okay, so we're going to have a G power chord to a B flat power chord to a C power chord, and then we go G power chord, B flat power chord, C sharp power chord, C power chord, and then G, B flat, C, B flat, G. Okay, so to play a fourth interval power chord, all we do is start with the 3-finger power chord and remove the first finger. So the 2 fingers that remain create that new form of the power chord that has a fourth interval. Now, why does it have a fourth interval? How can we figure that out? So remember the 5th interval, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that'd be your 5th. If we pretend that this is the root for 1 second, and do the same kind of pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, we end on the 4th scale degree. All right, so that's why they call it a fourth interval power chord. And it's important to note that the pinky is pushing down the root of the chord. All right, so this is actually going to be the first chord for Smoke on the Water. And we're going to use the 3rd finger and 4th finger on the 5th fret of the 5th and 4th strings, respectively. All right, from there we're going to a B flat power chord. We could play it this way, but this is kind of a difficult transition. So why don't we play the B flat power chord with the 1st finger flattened across the 3rd fret of the 4th and 3rd strings. And the root is right here, that's your B flat. See that? So your B flat power chord. Now from there we're going to go to a C power chord. So we use the 3rd and 4th fingers again, right here on the 5th fret of the 4th and 3rd strings. So it's just down 1 string each from where we were on the G power chord. So we have G power chord, B flat power chord, C power chord, and then from there we go G, B flat, C sharp, C, and then G, B flat, C, B flat, G. Okay, so let me play that one more time. All right, so that's how you play Smoke on the Water using fourth interval power chords. And if you check out the live version, you'll see them playing it that way. I do want to point out that you can also flatten the third finger. So instead of using the third and fourth fingers, you can just flatten the third and play it this way. I tend to think that the third and fourth fingers are a little bit easier, but you can check out the other way and see which way you like best. And also, I do want to note that some people play the G power chord as open fourth and open third strings. All right, it is a little bit easier to play it that way. I think you're kind of sacrificing the tone quality. If you play your open fourth and third, it sounds a little thin, sounds kind of tinty when compared to fifth fret of the fifth and fourth strings like this. All right, so be sure to practice Smoke on the Water and also work out the notes on the fourth and third strings using that trick I showed you with the notes you already know on the sixth and fifth strings. All right, well, have fun, and I'll see you next time.